Automation is no longer just about convenience. Especially for the e-commerce industry, it has become a necessity and a mandate. Today, with the competition that is around, e-commerce industry cannot do or thrive well without email automation. That is why we've brought our head of email and CRM, Chintan Doshi, to join us and help you understand e-commerce email automation all the way from the basics, but going beyond that to the advanced automation workflows as well. So, thank you so much, Chintan, for joining us. And before we get into all of the advanced stuff and everything interesting that you have planned for us, why don't we just start with what is email automation for those who might not be aware of it?
Yep. Thank you, Risha, for having me here. Email automation definitely is not something a new term, right? It's there in the industry from quite long. But would love to give a basic idea on why or what email automation actually is, because there would be e-commerce players, right, or brands who would be starting new and would need some basic awareness about email automation. So it actually is using a software tools like MailChimp, Klaviyo, Marketing Cloud, Marketo, Braze, and similar platforms, where you use those platforms to send automatically emails, right, or emails which could be sent based on some personalized triggers, pre-scheduled conditions, and the idea behind having automation is to make sure that you draft and customize your content or tailor your content, personalize it for individual subscribers and customers, giving them that personalized feeling, and also making sure that you get better engagement and ROI.
So, Chintan, speaking specifically about automation for the e-commerce industry, why is it so critical?
So there are many reasons, right? But and you can't list down all the reasons in this webinar. But I'll try to name few. So first of all, and the basic one is enhancing customer experience, right? Because here you can personalize your content for be it welcome series, cart abandonment series, right, or post purchase series. That flexibility is there, right? So you can also leverage interactive elements in emails. Let's say video in email, or let's say countdown in email, right? The timer, which creates urgency. That personalization is giving or making it separate, right? So that feel of having a different experience to each and every subscriber, which enhances that experience, is the major reason. The other reason I would talk about is it boosts revenue and ROI, right? I'm sure everyone would be aware that email is still the king, right? Generating $36 of return for every $1 invested, which is pretty humongous, right? Apart from that also, if we only talk about automated emails, it provides roughly 320% more revenue. As per the study, it says that 320% more revenue is generated from automated email campaigns compared to non-automated campaigns, which is done manually. So that is again a major reason that email automation is critical for e-commerce industry. One other reason which comes on top of my mind is saves time and resources, right? No one likes to do campaign manually, right? This will give the flexibility to e-commerce brands and email marketers that they would be able to save time and effort, and the manual workload would be reduced, right? And you can focus on some high value activities or strategies where you definitely need to invest time and energy. So saves times and resources for sure. Another reason which I can see is improves customer engagement and retention, because email automation gives you a flexibility to send re-engagement emails, or let's say bringing inactive subscribers back, right? That option of setting up automation is giving you a flexibility through marketing automation, where you can send post-purchase follow-ups or follow-ups for taking feedbacks, right, or ratings, showcasing your testimonials, reviews. So that is more about engaging the audiences. Also, the bigger reason which I say is email automation also touches multiple touch points throughout the customer journey. So starting from, let's say, the bigger reason, if I have to name it, is drives customer life cycle, right? Complete life cycle. And there are multiple touch points if you are able to see, let's say, starting from someone subscribes, right? Welcome subscriber. Let's say it would be equation, what we famously name it, right? So you can send a welcome series talking about your brand products. You can add up a post, or let's say first purchase incentive discount to promote the purchase or convert subscriber to customer. Then it's more about engagement, right? So the second stage in life cycle, customer life cycle, is engagement after acquisition. where you can send angry engagement emails, right? Or let's say bringing inactive subscribers back, right? Or sending promotional emails with product purchase, product recommendation, interest recommendations, right? That will keep engaging your customers and subscribers. And the last part is more of retention, because after I've converted some subscribers to customers, I also want to make sure that I retain them. And there are re-engagement workflows, there are VIP workflows, loyalty program rewards. Those all things could be clubbed, and that's why one other reason, as we mentioned, is driving the customer lifecycle marketing, right? Where welcome automation or automation plays a major role. And last reason, which I believe all the e-commerce brands should heavily rely on, is the cart abandonment recovery, because that is the biggest challenge, right? People come on your website, add up the product, they might have some other work to do, they might forget to complete the purchase, there might be payment issues, and number of concerns could be there. But setting up a cart abandonment recovery or cart abandonment automation will help you to recover those carts. And as per the study, normally it says that up to 45% of carts get recovered through your cart abandonment series.
Nice. So what I'm understanding basically is that if these people were in person with you, you would have been able to nurture. But now with the help of automation, you can do it even when you're not around.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's more of like setting up some predefined triggers, right, which you are able to sense in the overall customer journey of your subscribers, and making sure that you get the best out of it by using interactive elements, by using personalized content, tailored content, and getting better engagement and ROI.
We've heard this saying so many times that email is king. Is it really still king, especially for the e-commerce brands?
I would say it is still king for all the industry and brands, right? Because it gives you flexibility to make sure that you have those touch points and connectivity with your subscribers and customers. But let's throw some stats, right, which comes on top of my mind. Starting with the stat which everyone might be aware of is, I know we already discussed this in like few minutes back, the ROI, right, the return on investment. So email being the king of compared to all the channels, returns $36, right? Obviously that will vary from industry to industry and brand to brand, but on an average $36 is the return against every dollar invested, which is humongous, right? You can leverage it like anything. If we talk about other stats, especially for automation, right? The cart abandonment, again, the cart abandonment automation or series, if we have set, it says that up to 45% of the carts get recovered through that automation, and that's about adding revenue to your overall revenue you are generating, right? So it's an enhanced and additional revenue. So definitely should rely on email and automation. Further, if we go down, right, let's talk about post-purchase, right? Post-purchase automation, right? Like recommending similar products or providing enhanced product options. It helps in terms of increasing average order value, right? And it says a normally 30% increase in the average order value if you send post-purchase automation. There's also a product recommendation automation based on interest, based on previous purchase. Like if you have purchased these are the products or items you might be interested in. Normally product recommendation emails or automation shares up to 15% of the total revenue, which is again a good stat to focus on, and this motivates the e-commerce brands and email marketer to make sure that they set up such automations. Other area which we talked about, re-engagement, the stage of the lifecycle marketing. It helps in terms of activating, right, 15 to 20% of the inactive subscribers, right, if you set up the re-engagement automation. So again, this is a stat relevant to re-engagement automation. And last but not the least, right, email marketing is low cost, right? We know that paid is is a heavy cost. You need to invest every now and then, right? Email marketing is more about having a good marketer, having a good marketing agency if you're outsourcing, having a good tool, right? Be it a normal do-it-yourself platform like MailChimp, or enterprise platforms like Salesforce, Marketing Cloud, Braze, or Marketer. But these are the basic costing which are related to email. And even if we compare the channels, right, I'll say that email provides 4.29% as a conversion, right, which is far better than social media and search. Social media stands at 1.81%, right, The numbers might be plus or minus something, but yeah, this is what I can remember right now. So 1.81% for social media and roughly 2.1 or 2.2% for search is the conversion rate. So still the conversion rate is more than the search and social media.
Those were some impressive stats that you had shared with us. But now let's focus on the advanced part of the webinar that we discussed, right? Let's talk about the technicalities. Are there any types of automation that e-commerce should be focusing on?
Definitely. So now it would focus more on the interesting part, right? What could be, or what type of automations one could set. And I normally bifurcate into three major parts, right? The basic ones, like which are must-have. You can't ignore it as an e-commerce player. Those are like triggered and time-based workflows. The second one would be intermediate, which would be based on behavior, right? Behavior on email, behavior on website, or it could be based on segments, right? Let's say certain segments, specific workflows. And the last part is the advanced one, right? Which are more of AI-driven, or I'll say more of a predictive advanced strategies, right? So these are the normal. I'll categorize the automation of workflows into these three categories.
So you said there are three different types of automation workflows: the basic, intermediate, and then advanced. Could you walk us through the basic automation workflow?
Yep, sure. We will cover few automations in the basic. There could be additional too, right? As I mentioned, depending on brand to brand and industry, the automation might vary. But this is what we feel should be added as a basic set of workflow and automation for any e-commerce brand. To start with, the first one is the welcome series, right? If you set up, and again, the point I would like to rehash here is, welcome series is the first touch point of your in the lifecycle marketing journey for your subscriber, right? Whatever messaging you share, it sets the feel and connect with your subscriber, right? And it also sets the tone of your relationship with that individual subscriber or customer. So we normally recommend a multiple or multi-email sequence for welcome series. The first one will start with introduction about your brand or offering or product or service, depending on what you are providing. The second one could be more of highlighting product reviews, right? Benefits, testimonial reviews, or let's say customer feedbacks. And the third one could be more of providing incentive discounts, right? Promoting or encouraging them to complete the purchase, converting from subscriber to customer. That was welcome series. If you move to the next one, which is like base, as we mentioned earlier, the abandoned cart or cart abandonment, whatever you name it, right? Setting up cart abandonment emails for an e-commerce brand is pretty much important, because that will help you to abandon or recover the abandoned carts, right? And that you can't avoid, that people will still abandon cart. Either it would be intentional or unintentional. There would be people who would do it intentionally for discounts, and there would be unintentional ways also, like if they move out of the website or has some work to focus on, they might not complete the payment or the purchase cycle. So setting up cart abandonment is recommended, and here we recommend a multi-sequence of 3 email. The first one is more of a gentle reminder, right? Not pushing or a hard push for the customer to purchase. The second one should be more, or the second email should focus more on the product reviews, customer testimonial, whether it is on your website or on third-party platforms, sharing those reviews to make sure that you build up that confidence, that trust factor. If they are a non-buyer, building that trust and confidence is an important part. So you should cover that in the second email. And the third one is the email where we normally recommend to have a discount, right? If you compare the current cart abandonment automations which normal brand has, they provide discounts in the first email. Setting up in the third will definitely help you save some revenue, right? Because if there would be people who would be able to recover cards in first and second email, right? There are people who are going till the third email, they would be able to leverage your discount option. So better to keep in third and make sure that you also increase your revenue. So this was more of cart abandonment automation. Moving further, once they purchase, let's say, the automation which we recommend is post-purchase follow-up, right? So I have completed a purchase on a website. Now we should make sure that we send post-purchase follow-ups. That should be more of building up the customer loyalty, right? Because you've converted the customer. If we talk about the lifecycle marketing journey of a subscriber or customer, that customer is converted, right? They are a paid customer now. You need to make sure that they are loyal with you. They stick with you for a longer period. And the objective of post purchase is to make sure that those customers stay connected with the brand, and we can leverage it in a way like we start sharing recommendation, like you have purchased this, these are the similar products which other customers have purchased, right? So that could be one. The second email should be more of talking about the product they have purchased, right? It could be like benefits, it could be how to use, right? How to emails are also there. So depending on, as I've said, product or offerings you have. And the third one should be more of making sure that we ensure that those customers come back, right? Like something like rewards, right? Or loyalty program, depending on loyalty emails, if you can add up into the post purchase. So this could be one way of setting it up for post purchase follow up. The last one, which we should have as a basic automation, is birthday and anniversary campaigns. As far as we have seen, majority of the brands, right, normally don't have such birthday automation or anniversary automation, because they don't collect this information. Ideally, we recommend that you should have that information on your order page or post order, because and that could also be covered into post purchase, right? So once someone purchases, the order confirmation email can also incorporate getting further information about your customer. That is more about knowing your customer in detail. So if you are able to collect that information, birthday and anniversary is something you should leverage, because we recommend that you should celebrate the customer milestone, because that is the personal, I'll say, birthdays, right? Birthdays are like personal thing for customers. Wishing them on birthdays, connecting with them on birthdays or anniversaries would definitely bring in the loyalty, or that connection will stay with your brand. So provide some discounts customized for them, or customized products for them. Wishing them birthdays or anniversaries is a good way to stay connected, and also make sure that you have a longer relationship with your customers.
Thank you so much for walking us through that in such detail, starting from the welcome and cart abandonment series to all the other ways in which email marketers can keep in touch with their clients. And now I would love for you to dive us into the intermediate automation workflows.
So the way we covered basic, right, as you mentioned, it was like must have, right? You should definitely focus on having those workflows. The other set of workflows which we are going to discuss is more of you can have it, and if you feel that you don't want to, it's still fine. But this will still help you in terms of getting more engagement and revenue. So let's cover those workflows. The first one is the browse abandonment. We have heard about that. People come on our website, they see the product, they don't add it to cart, but like they go into the detail, they see feedbacks, they see the detail of the products, reviews about product, how to use, what are the benefits, XYZ, right? So this could be a nice way for you to send those emails. So normally the browse amendment email comes into picture when someone browse product or go through multiple products but don't add into your cart. You can send them browse abandonment automation, which we'll talk about. These are the products you have viewed. Are there any hesitation in terms of purchasing, or what things they are looking for, and to build that confidence, right? Because normally if they are browsing but not adding, one of the factor could be they are not still ready, right? So you need to make sure that you encourage them to move forward in the next stage of purchase. And what you can do is you can add up social proofs, right? Like as we mentioned, the customer reviews, testimonials, feedbacks, which can entice them or encourage them to complete the purchase, and this way it would help us in terms of generating more revenue for our brand. The next one in this intermediate series is the backend stock notification, right? We have seen many times on our websites that the product is not available, or it's sold out, right? We would have seen, and everyone would have faced that. Normally brands keep notify me as an option, right? The idea of keeping a notify me is to generate interest, that okay, these people are interested, and we can reach out to them as and when the product is back in stock. And it normally happens into high demand product. So what we recommend is having a back in stock notifications. This could be leveraged in two ways, right? One, someone who notifies or add up that interest, that okay, I'm interested to get notification if the product is back in stock. The other way could be you can also promote it with similar product purchase, that okay, these are the stock, or these are the products which are back in stock now, right? So back in stock automation is something which we recommend. It normally makes it easier for you to reach out to a customer who were interested in your product, and also making sure that you cross-sell or upsell, right, using this back in stock automation to someone who has already purchased similar product or similar category product in past. The next one in this series is the price drop alert, right? During the certain time period or holiday season, right, or based on the days which affect the brand the most in terms of getting more revenue, they set up this price drop alerts, right? They reduces the price. The benefit of this is, and we know that as a customer also, everyone loves good deal, right? You can't hesitate if there is a good deal, right? And here we are not talking about discounts, but like product at a better price compared to what it normally provides. So price drop alert or price drop automation is something which we recommend for customers, right, who has let's say browse the product, send them the price drop alert if the price is reduced, because they were having that interest, right? Even though they haven't purchased, right, in past, but if they viewed it, that could be potential customers for you. So setting up price drop alert notification would help you to recover the let's say non-buyers, convert non-buyers to buyers, and also customers who has seen that but not purchased, you can also have the additional revenue. So this is more about price drop alert. The next one which we should definitely think about and discuss, and it is more relevant to consumable industry, right? The replenishment workflow or automation. So let's say talking about beauty products, or let's say supplements, right? Each of the products into beauty category or supplements has certain lifeline, right? Like let's say the product will work for 35, 45 or 60 days, right, once you purchase. The famous example which normally I discuss with peers also is, let's say someone buys a shampoo, right? We know that shampoo will get utilized in 45 to 60 days. Now we can send replenishment automation to customers who has purchased shampoo after 45 days of purchase date. Send them that reminder email that okay, you might need a shampoo again, right, if it is complete. So it depends on the purchasing cycle, right, and it will vary based on product to product, because every product has a different replenishment, right? So you need to make sure that you target it, and this is more about getting the customers back and reorders, right, for the same product. So setting up replenishment is something which we normally recommend to our customers and prospects, that you set it up and get the best out of your existing set of customers. The last one in this is the product review or feedback. The idea behind product review is someone who has purchased, right, along with the benefits of the product, the how-tos which we covered in the basic, right? We also want to make sure that we get the testimonials or feedback of those customers, because it also helps you in terms of generating user-generated content, right? Because it's a user-generated, any testimonial feedback or reviews which the customer provides, it's a user-generated content which you can leverage on your website, social media, but also builds the trust between the customer and the brand. So having product review or feedback automation cycle is definitely a recommendation which you should have as an e-commerce brand.
Thank you so much for walking us through all of that. And now, can you tell us a little bit about the advanced email automation strategies?
So strategy is definitely a key to email marketing, right, and also to automation here. And we have tried to cover strategy in bits and pieces, right, throughout a journey in this video, whether it was basic, intermediate, or whether it was about email marketing, automation in general. We have tried to give strategy, whether it was basic or intermediate level. So now we'll try to cover something more of an advanced level, right, which can help e-commerce brand to get more engagement and more ROI. The first thing is more of the current buzz in the market, the AI-driven personalization. Now there are many platforms who are moving towards AI, right? And AI is basically the machine learning, right? Where you learn based on the customer behavior, customer purchase, and try to provide recommendation. So what we recommend here is we will leverage the machine learning, right, to understand the customer behavior, understand the purchase cycle, the purchase behavior, and provide recommendation based on it. The benefit of AI prediction or AI driven strategies, you would be able to customize and tailor the content, right? Starting from, let's say, the product recommendation, which is only specific to your purchase cycle or purchase behavior from past, customizing the subject line, customizing the timing also, right, based on what timing you normally open, right? That there are tools who are providing it. So you should leverage AI and machine learning to have that personalized and tailored content for each and every subscribers and customers. And the best part is the more the personalize, there are higher chances of getting the better engagement and conversion. So one should focus on utilizing the AI depending on the platform they are using. The next one which we should focus on, and the strategy which is relevant to most of the e-commerce brand, is mapping your marketing automation or email against the customer journey, the life cycle marketing, right? Email automation provides you a good opportunity or a base, right, where you can map each and every email or automation against different stages of the customer, right? So let me give you a couple of examples in this. The first one to start with is, let's say, the new subscriber or new customer, right? There you should focus on onboarding series, right? Talking about your brand, your offering, your product benefits, right? Then let's say someone who is already part of engagement, right? Let's say you have already informed them. Now engagement should be more of how to bring in repeat buyers, right? Now that should be more of upselling, cross-selling, depending on the type of products they are purchasing. And sometimes we see that there are customers who might not come back to us, right, to complete or repurchase. There you should have re-engagement series, right, which is more about bringing them back, right, giving some incentives, discounts for products which would be helping them to reactive, right? So this is more of a life cycle marketing, as we discussed, 3 stages of the journey, or mapping the emails against the each and every life cycle stage. The next one, as a strategy which I should feel as a brand, e-commerce brand, one should adapt, is having VIP customer workflow automation, right? We would have heard about member-only perks, right? Or let's say loyalty customers, right? You should definitely identify and nurture high-value paying customers, right? Here the objective is you provide specific products or new upcoming products first to only to your high-paying customers, or provide discounts. Let's say there is any discounts or sales coming on your website, you provide it to your high net worth or high value customers who would be paying more to you by setting up member only access or VIP access, or let's say high value paying customer segments, right? That way you would be able to reactivate or make sure that that loyalty stays with the brand, right? Those for high paying customers, and also get more revenue out of the customers who are interested, because they will feel that personalized, that okay, you're only setting it for specific set of audience and segment. The last one in this, which I'm not sure the brands are following, but it's more about making sure that you don't let your customers go or your subscribers go. More of churn prevention automation, right? So the first thing I would recommend here before the automation is detect the inactivity early, right? So if they are not active, right, you should detect it, and there are ways with the platform you can set up some triggers which will help you to understand, okay, these are the inactive customers who are not coming back to us. So make sure that you detect inactivity at the earliest stage, and be proactive to learn why they are inactive, right? So this could be done by taking surveys, by capturing their interest. It could be interactive. You can use the interactive email also to generate the interest and surveys, and identify the reasons, right, why they are disengaged. And one option or one way could be to share new arrivals or new products to them with some incentive, right, which can help you to re-engage or reactivate the customer. So one phase is about learning why they're getting disengaged, getting those information from those inactive customers. If there's any challenge in your services offering, make sure that you implement it, and if everything is running well, then make sure that you provide something which is unique to those inactive customers, like as I mentioned about new arrivals, new products, which can help you to win that customer back. So it's more of a win back. So yeah, these are the things in terms of strategies we should implement to get better conversion and better engagement.
Amazing. Thank you for walking us through all of that. From what I'm understanding is that we're making the brand feel more humanized. Like everything that we would do in person with the audience, we are able to do that because of these tools, because of all these automations. For instance, taking them at their, engaging them, retaining them. Why? It's that humanized touch, right, with the brand. And whatever I have learned from this webinar is that through automation, everything has become so much easier for the marketers if we know how to leverage it right. And to share those strategies on how you can leverage this right, Chintan has worked on with our content team to create this email marketing playbook, which dives deeper into all of the things that he has mentioned and then some more. So you can download that using the link either provided in the description of this video or in the caption of this video, or wherever it is that you are consuming. We're going to be consuming this video. We're going to be promoting that link along with that. Thank you so much, Chintan, for your time. Thank you so much for helping clarify all of these doubts. I'm sure that you've empowered a lot of e-commerce audience who are watching this with the strategies that they need to get started and, you know, hit the ground running.
Yeah. So one thing I would like to add before we close in here, and try to understand your customer journey, right? Customer touch points, what ways they are interacting with you. There's more of a in-store versus offline experience, right? And in-store, you have the option to have that conversion face-to-face. You leverage the email in the best way in offline, right? Because the customers might be sitting anywhere and trying to purchase a product. So try to understand your journey, try to understand the touch points and where you can make the biggest impact. So utilize email as a channel to make those impact on all the touch points, and you would be able to get better conversion and ROI.
Today more than ever, it is even more important because of the competition that is there, right? Thank you so much for all of your insights, Chintan. Thank you for joining us. And there is another way that which you can connect with us. Follow us on all of our socials, and definitely go ahead and download that playbook, because you don't want to be missing out on all of these strategies where he dives deep into it. So thanks again for joining.
Thank you.